Hey guys, welcome back to my stream. This is your boy Uso Grazy, or as most like to say, Uso Grazy. Um, I started playing this game. It's Final Fantasy 14. It's been online, Final Fantasy 14 online, and it's been out for quite some time. So I'm just doing some little missions here and there. I'm playing this game for about a week or two, I should say. Um, and it's trying to go through some missions to level up. Um, as fast as possible. I'm currently level 51. Thank goodness. It took me a long time to get here. Just a lot of like tedious running around, doing missions, running back and forth over and over again. Um, Still pretty fun, not gonna lie. Definitely pretty fun. So I'm just gonna bust out this mission real quick, at least just this portion of the mission, and then I'm gonna take you through what's called a duty, also known as a dungeon. And what a dungeon is, even though right now I'm playing solo, um, dungeon is like a group gameplay. You push yourself into a queue, and you're teamed up with three other individuals to make a unit of four. And what the team usually consists of is one tank player, a healer, and two DPSs. Now, generally in this game, you create your own character. I start off in the beginning at level 1, and you progress through the story mode and go through different dungeons. Eventually, I think it's like by level 15, I want to say, is when you start to unlock some dungeons, which is unlock through the progression of your main storyline, which is forever's long, but still fun and cool to play. Um, where the hell am I going? Oh, holy crap, all the way down there. Okay, so let me just teleport. What? I can't teleport this time? Why? Anyway, as I was saying. Oh, no wonder, because this thing is over here next to me. Let me get out of here. Yeah, so you start off at level 1, you pick like your beginner classes, and there's like a good amount to pick from. Maybe in another video I will go through those, but I started off as a class called the Conjurer, and what the Conjurer is, it's like a disciple of magic, and I'm able to tap into the elements of nature and pull from their energies to cast spells. Um, Such as like rock. I can throw rocks at them, and air. I can damage them with air, and then eventually, as you start to progress through your levels, as far as like your character level, you can then unlock other skills. So you get like minor healing skills with the Conjurer. Eventually, once you reach level 30, I think it is. You get an opportunity as a conjurer um, to promote yourself, to get promoted, and what I promote myself to essentially is a white mage, and that's the only thing you can promote yourself into as a conjurer. And what the white mage is, I lie. No, you can promote yourself into some other classes as well. But the main class that you can promote yourself into, which is very typical of conjurers, is the white mage. And as I was saying, the white mage is like the healer. This class you can heal, like pump out some really powerful heals. And as you progress through your leveling, you start to unlock a bunch of different skills. I'm at level 50 currently, as I mentioned earlier, and I think the cap is 80 or 70 something. I don't quite know. Again, I'm still new. So, um, I'm just progressing through the story right now. I'm going to repair some of my gear just in case. And let's go ahead and queue up for a dungeon. And as I was saying, a dungeon puts you together with three people to create a unit of four. Um, Generally, what you'll have, actually always what you'll have when you're going to a dungeon, it'll queue up a search for other players. It'll be one healer, one tank class, and 2 DPS classes. And for those of you who are not familiar with the role-playing games such as these that have these types of roles, I'm just going to kind of go through what each role's expectations are. And the tank is like the leader of the group. Their duty is to take charge. They're going to lead the pack into different fights in the duty or dungeon, and their job is to take aggro away from the rest of the team. They are to gain all the attention, to have all the enemies beat up on him or herself. And the reason why he's able to do that is because tanks generally have higher armor rating and higher health. Our tank has 2,900 health. So there he is. He's always the first one to charge in, grabs their attention, and just keeps the attention on him at all times. And all the enemies just beat the life out of him, trying to kill him because they're just so agitated by a lot of the skills that he's putting out there to keep that attention. My job as the healer is obviously to heal. So I want to focus all of my attention on the tank so that as he's getting beat up, I want to make sure that his health is getting replenished so that he can withstand these fights. He keeps me alive and I keep him alive. Then you have your DPSs, those two other guys in the game. Um, their duty is to burn, to literally light these motherfuckers on fire and hurt them. They have high damage rating, very high damage ratings, and so they are to try to burn these enemies as fast as possible to get them off of our backs. And so everyone has their own little duties, their own little specialties, and when you come across a group that's or players that really know how to play their roles, it makes your job easier. Healing is definitely one of the hardest jobs to do, because what happens is as you're putting your heals out there, these other enemies are provoked into attacking you. You create a lot of aggro by healing. They feel like, well shit, no matter how much you attack this guy, he's never going to die because this other guy, the healer, is keeping him alive. So sometimes they come after you. And the tank's duty, as I mentioned earlier, is to keep them off your back. And this tank is actually doing a freaking amazing job because I've not gotten hit once. Now, as a healer, not only are you supposed to keep the tank alive, but you also want to keep yourself alive, and definitely your DPS is alive, because the DPSs are dishing out so much damage. They make it easier for your team to progress through the dungeon without much trouble. Now you see what the tank did? He literally ran into 2 different groups and pulled 2 groups together. In the beginning of this map, this game, this dungeon, you've seen how he went up to the first batch of enemies and he stayed there. Then he went to the second batch of enemies and he stayed there. Now the third batch of enemies, he literally pulled 2 batches together to try to have them burn them. And what I believe he was doing is he was probably testing my ability as a healer to see if I can handle being able to keep him alive with all this aggro on him. And I must have passed the test because he is definitely running in between other enemies. And I'm going to get behind him, keep eyes on him, keep him alive. And these DPSs are freaking phenomenal. We have a samurai, and I don't know what the other guy is. Let me see. Oh, it's a dancer. So they have chakrams, and they can throw those things all over the place. They do phenomenal area of effect attacks. They can attack within a big area. So that helps put a whole lot of damage out to multiple enemies as opposed to just one at a time, which helps cleaning up very easy. So these guys are very well in sync, and what generally happens is you're put into these dungeons randomly, extremely random. So what I found playing this game, and I've only had this game for about a week or 2, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the community for Final Fantasy XIV is freaking phenomenal. They don't like badger you if you mess up. They understand that a lot of people are new. Some of these dungeons can be difficult, and so if you do something that might have caused the team to what's called wipe, essentially if the whole team dies, they'll let you know, hey, in your role, do this or try that. And a lot of veteran players know a lot of all the other classes. So they'll let you know, hey, I see that you have this class, try using this move at this time, look out for these. Um, all these great um, like info to help you become a better player. They're not too proud to give out advice, and the community is really good about coming together. For instance, I was in this dungeon earlier, probably about like 15 minutes ago. I did this dungeon with a different group, and the tank, as soon as we came in, she said, "Hey guys, need this game. Please be patient." Um, and that's something very important to do. If you're thinking of playing this game, or if you have the game and haven't played it yet, and you start to play dungeons when you are able to, do not be too afraid to mention to people that, hey guys, I'm new, not sure what needs to be done in this area. People in Final Fantasy, the community is very much more than happy to give you some advice to help your gameplay, um, for you to become better. Like, it's just a phenomenal community. So, um, when I first started playing a week ago and then was finally able to play some dungeons, I made sure to let them know, hey guys, I'm new. Sorry if I suck. If you guys die, I hope you guys don't die. But if you do, I'm sorry. And they're really chill about it. Thankfully, I've been able to get a grip on this game fairly easily, um, considering how difficult it can be. And holy crap, my guy's about to die. Let me pop this skill off to be able to cast faster to get his health back up. But as I was saying, thankfully I was able to pick up pretty quickly. I haven't had as many wipes as what I would expect most newbies um, to kind of go through as a healer, especially. Healers are. I think I've mentioned this earlier already, but just in case, I'm gonna mention it again, in case I didn't say it earlier. Healers are very hard to play. You have to be extremely aware of everything around you. Like, I'm constantly staring at the health bar. So while I'm healing all my teammates, when I find that the health are high enough to where it's manageable, I will start dishing out damage. So you're kind of multitasking, to be quite honest. And aside from just dishing out heals and or damage, you also want to be aware of like what's around you. You gotta make sure that there's no attacks coming your direction. You want to be not too far into the thick of things, but you also don't be too far from your your team, because once you're at a certain distance from your teams, you're not going to be close enough to cast specific spells. Actually, any of your spells, really. And so it's just very important to keep that in mind if you want to be an effective healer. Also, do not be too shy. For all you new players, such as myself, do not be too prideful in asking for some advice. PlayStation does a very good job of creating venues, like communities for different games, where you can talk to other players who are veterans, or other new people who are new that may want to come in and seek help or give help. So the community is very good for that, and PlayStation has a great application, I guess it's called, or for you to be able to do those things. But I just wish, honestly, I had other PlayStation friends that play this game, and one of the guys I play Ghost Recon with happened to jump into my party earlier, probably maybe like half hour ago, and I was telling him I played this game, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, that sounds very geeky." I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Whatever." A lot of people that I play games with aren't really into these kind of games, and everyone has their own thing. I'm not knocking it. But I do wish I had other people to play this game with, because when you're progressing through the story, you can progress through the story with other like friends that can help you out, whatever. Um, it just makes it more fun. So instead, once I unlock new dungeons, I just keep repeating dungeons as I do missions, um, just so I can level up faster. But it's fun. It's definitely fun. Like as you see, we have not wiped. We got I got really close to losing my tank. I don't know what was happening there. They were just really putting some hurt on him, and when I'm casting spells, if you guys are watching the screen, you'll see as I'm casting, like some things do appear, like a little casting time appears, and each spell has its own kind of like casting time. All of them are generally the same. Like the one I just popped now is called Regen. That's what's called what you call a instant cast spell. So as soon as you press the buttons to set that skill or to pop that skill off, Regen, it happens immediately. It's instant. Then you have other spells such as Cure, which you see me popping pretty often here. That takes time. So, and sometimes when you're attacked while casting some of these spells, you will get interrupted. So, like if I'm like just barely there, sometimes it'll happen where an enemy will attack me and I'm just about to pop off my skill. I have like 0.05 seconds left. They'll hit me, and then sometimes it will interrupt my spell, so I will lose that cast, and I'd have to recast it, which just burns time. The good thing about the class I'm playing right now, which is the White Mage, is that at certain levels you start to unlock different skills that allow you to cast spells quicker within like a time frame. So one of the skills, for instance, is called Swift Cast. Now Swift Cast, when I pop that off, I believe, if I have a couple seconds, I think it's 10 seconds, to cast any spell that I want. And that spell will cast instantly no matter what the casting time is. For instance, the spell called Raise. It raises your dead teammates. That takes forever to cast. I think it's 5 seconds. And like honestly, 5 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time, but when you're playing this game, time is very important. The faster you get things to pop off, the better your team is, the better off your team is. And that's just in any role, whether you're a tank, a healer, a DPS. The moves that you're trying to do is important to the survival of your team. So Swift, I try to hold on. Swift cast, try to hold on to that as much as possible for like super stressful moments, such as like if my tank dies, that's it. Once my tank is dead, my team, the rest of us, is going to be in danger because we have no one pulling aggro. So all the enemy will start to disperse and would start to take us out evenly. That means that if I get hit while trying to keep the rest of the team alive, it's going to be harder because I'd be more susceptible to being disrupted. So what I'll do is I'll try to save my Swift Cast ability for my tank in case he dies. I want to do Swift Cast and then Raise. So instead of waiting for 5 seconds, I can instantly revive him. And then once you use these skills, not only is there a casting time, but there's also a cooldown time for you to be able to use specific skills or even be able to go into another cast. So some skills take like a couple seconds. Some of like the very good skills that could like clutch a lot of things, such as like this one skill I have is called Lucid Dreaming. Lucid Dreaming allows me to replenish my magic power. That purple bar there at the bottom that says 10,000, that's my mana bar, my magic bar. And every skill that I use needs magic power. And if my bar goes down from consistently healing or dishing out damage, whatever it is that I need to do to help my team out, priority as a healer is obviously to heal. If I run out of magic, I can't heal. If I can't heal, I can't keep my team alive. And if I can't keep my team alive, I'm gonna die. So being very aware of like where your magic bar is at is extremely important. Do not, if you're thinking of picking this game or you're new to this game and want to try healing, do not as a healer over heal your your team. If your team its health is very like like right now my tank has like a little bit of his health that was down, pop a healing spell um, that's not going to overheal them, because if you overheal them, there's no benefits there. If you're dishing out 600 like I just did right now, 600 heal points on each cure cast, for instance, um, and your tank is only down by 50 um, health points, you're wasting 400 magic points just to heal 50 heal points when your spell heals um, 600 or whatever amounts. Just be very, very careful as to how you use your magic. It's very important to as a healer to manage your magic uh, effectively. So right now, this dragon is flying above us and sending down um, like attacks from above, air attacks, and we're not taking any damage. We're just pretty much dodging. And look at my tank. So he's gonna get hit. I know it. So I just pop a heal because he was still in that in the range of attack. So don't just waste magic. Be very frugal, if you will, with your magic as a healer, especially because there's gonna be times, like a certain. Right now, we're just fighting one dragon, and this dragon is definitely strong. But there's gonna be situations where you're gonna be fighting multiple enemies at one time, and they're just gonna burn your tank. You want to be able to save as much magic as possible um, for those times, so that you can keep your tank alive and thus your entire team alive. Um, but as I mentioned earlier, the white mage has some magic powers that will allow you to. Nice, we just beat him. That will allow you to replenish or use. Um, what the hell am I trying to say? Give me a second. I'm like lost train of thought. Good job, tank. Um, it has spells that will allow you um, to cast quicker for those situations where they're just burning the tank's health too fast. You have to try to get his health up as quick as possible, and sometimes the casting time is just too long to get his health up in time and effectively. So before I talked about Swift Cast, which it will instantly allow you to cast any spell, no matter how long the casting time is. It'll cast instantaneously. You also have another thing called Presence of Mind. What Presence of Mind does is it gives you about 15 seconds after you pop it to be able to cast your different spells quicker. So it shortens the casting time within that time frame. So that helps for situations where like the tank is getting bombed on. Actually, earlier in that dungeon, I did that. I had to pop that off because his health was getting way too low, and there was still too many enemies on him. And if I didn't get his health up at a considerable rate, he would have died. So that definitely helped in keeping him alive. Now, when it comes to mana management, when you get to those tough scenarios where like you're just popping them left and right, and you're burning magic, and even if you're not burning it in a sense of overhealing, but just healing, um, properly, sometimes your magic bar just gets drained because of the amount of healing you have to do, and even because of the cost of how much these spells cost to cast. What you can do as a white mage is pop what's called lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming gives you I don't know how long. I always say 15 seconds because I feel like everything is 15 seconds, but it's not. But it's close to that time frame. But anyways, lucid dreaming gives you roughly about. Let's look at it actually. Actions, traits, roll. Lucid dreaming. Okay, so lucid dreaming, it gradually restores your own magic power. Its potency is 50 magic powers um, over the duration of 21 seconds. So within 21 seconds, you'll get mana back, magic back, a lot quicker. It takes at 50 magic points a second, I want to say. So that helps you manage your magic bar. Then once you cast this, it's an instant cast, thankfully. But in order for you to recast it, it's a minute cooldown. So after 60 seconds of popping it, you'll be able to pop it again. Otherwise, you just have to wait until it replenishes. So I definitely keep that on my back belt too to help manage my magic power. Thankfully, I haven't gotten to a lot of scenarios where I had to pop it pretty frequently, but it has happened and it's just a lifesaver. It is amazing. Um, I haven't played with any other class just yet. I lied. I tried to make a thaumaturgy, which is like a spellcaster, and they're considered a DPS spellcaster. And eventually, when you get high enough level, you can promote that spellcaster into what's called a black mage, and that's just a freaking beast of a class. I've seen so many black mages that just deal so much damage. I only got to like level 3 or 4 with that class, but I don't have much experience with the thaumaturgy. And I've been playing medic or healer for quite some time actually, and it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. So right now I'm just busting out some missions. Um, in, in between missions, every so often I'll actually go into a dungeon. And right now the highest level dungeon I have is the one I just played. Um, as you progress through the story missions, you start to unlock other dungeons that is just story based. And when you unlock these dungeons, you can replay them. So I like to do the dungeons because it's a lot more fast-paced action. It's more fun. You have like your teammates and stuff. It's just really interactive, and also you do get a considerable amount um, of experience to level yourself up, and I like that a lot. Um, And so I'll do that until I'm able to unlock a dungeon, and then once I unlock that new dungeon, I'm on that dungeon until a new one unlocks. I like to level up as fast as possible because you get um, so much more things unlocked to you. Like you get higher skills, you get um, when you pick your class. For instance, I picked Conjurer. You get like little class missions to help you unlock new skills in your class. Um, and you know, once I reached level 30 as a conjurer, I went ahead and I was able to do a mission that opened up the ability to let me go this way. The ability to promote myself into a white mage, and um, now at every 5 levels, I'm able to do a mission for my white mage class that usually unlocks like nice gear. You get to unlock gear from these missions, and then also you get like new skills and such, and it's just it's like a lot of rewards that makes grinding through these missions definitely worthwhile. And then also the story for what it's worth. Like I can't really recall a lot about the story because, to be quite honest, the dialogue is so long and it's a lot of reading that I just kind of skip past a lot of the talking. Like right now, I'm just skipping through it. I just want to get through this so I can just get my experience points to level up, and then try to get to the next portion of this mission. I really just want to get to another dungeon, so I can start playing a new dungeon. Because obviously, with new dungeons, you have a higher, um, you get more experience points from completing those dungeons, and therefore you are able to level up faster. But yeah, I just hope I get to a dungeon soon. The other one that I was just playing, it's really fun, but after a while playing it, it's like, okay, like you kind of get the mechanics. When it's new, it's really, really fun for a while, and then once you get past the mechanics, it's cool, but you just want something different. Um, but it doesn't really get boring. I can't say that these dungeons get very boring, because when you go into these dungeons, their team is randomized, and although everyone has their own roles to play, between a DPS, tank, and healer, every player, while they are very similar in their approach to the mission, they're just different people, and they do things somewhat differently, if that makes any sense. And um, it's just fun. Like a couple of dungeons ago, I came across this player whose name I'm not gonna say, but she was very. She made it very clear. Hey guys, she says, new to this, please be patient. And that's super key. Like, as I mentioned before, do not be too shy to admit or too proud to admit that you are new to any dungeon that you go into, because that just lets everybody know, okay, let's just be aware that we may have to do a little bit more extra or just kind of watch what this person is doing. And what veterans would do is, if something happens, if a mistake is made, they'll let you know, respectfully, of course. They'll let you know, hey, try doing this, or you know, maybe that didn't work as well as you expected it to. Let's do this instead. Whatever the case may be. But they're really, really good with that. Um, but yeah, she was very new, and it added a little bit more of a challenge. I believe in that entire dungeon, we wiped, I think, a total of 3 times. And as you've seen, I just ran that dungeon like 15 minutes ago, and we went through it no problem. Nobody died, nothing like that. But that's because these players were obviously experienced, and so that's the difference between an experienced player in this game and an inexperienced player in this game. They're you're more prone to make mistakes, but it definitely adds another like twist to it. Especially for players that are new, admits it, and then are willing to learn. You can actually see them um, progress in within that dungeon. Like, you correct them on something, they'll do it, and then it makes them a better player, and it's just fun for everyone. So, um, yeah. Again, my main point, long story short, is even though I've done that same dungeon over and over again, it's still fun. But it's just nice to come across new dungeons.
To Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda. Enterprise, engage.
So here we go. So far, since the beginning of my character, or the beginning of my gameplay, starting off at level 1, the story's pretty dope. I've killed a couple of the gods. I've killed Ifrit. I've killed um, Titan, and now we're on our way to kill um, this god called Garuda, and she's like the god of wind or air or whatever. So, what was that?
I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone.
And that's probably gonna be the next dungeon, honestly.
Adventurers on board. Adventurers like you. Just how long have I worn these damn goggles?
Oh, a little flashback when he was younger, I guess.
Yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days. The young prodigy, admired by all, exactly like his father. Born and raised in Garlemald. It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye? When did Meteor become your everything, and your loved ones cease to matter? You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not. Though he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man, with an all-consuming And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks. Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these goggles. Eorzea opened my eyes. It was home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day. I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light. It was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all pureblood Guardians have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess. The Enterprise was made for this. To kill. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid? What exactly do you remember?
Alphinaud, my boy. Sorry to have been such a burden. I remember everything. My name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.
Here we go, guys. So now that we've gone through that cutscene, sorry, I keep forgetting that it doesn't auto pay. Oh, sorry. As I was saying, here we are back. I didn't want to say much while the cutscene was playing. Sorry about that. Some of the cutscene kind of went on longer than it needed to. I just kept forgetting that I have to click X through the dialogue to get to the next scene. So if you were able to make it through that, I appreciate you sticking in. So we finally landed, and we're about to go face Garuda, which is the Thunder God. So as I expected, not Thunder, I'm sorry, it's the Wind God or something. Uh, as I mentioned earlier, this is probably the next dungeon, and here it is. We're about to start a new dungeon. Yay! And this is the level 44 dungeon, still underneath my current level, which is 51, but hey, whatever, let's go. Okay, so with the aid of Enterprise and its legendary captain, Sid Garland, blah 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 blah, we'll read it later. Here we go, we are ready to queue. Alright, so we got our tank and we got our 2 DPSs. This is a new for me, so I don't know the mechanics of things, so let me just let people know. Hey guys, I'm new. Please bear with me. Sorry in advance. Well, that did not fucking go. Let me try it again. Hey guys, I'm new. Please bear with me. Sorry in advance. As I live and breathe. There's Garuda. Totally missed it because I was trying to type. And these guys, I forgot what their names were. Over there, look. Oh, look, everybody's new. Yay! Holy cow, through the whole army. Let's melt her face. I'll heal her to death. Well, let's tackle this some bitch like pros. I like you guys. Yeah. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. The community is freaking awesome. They're really cool. Ditto. But why would the Exol bring them here? Sword. You hear the foolish mortals? Garuda, we are come to put an end to your reign of terror. Yes, queen. Why not? Let's have fun with them, right? We are come to put an end to your reign of terror. Hear you this blasphemy, my children. These landwalkers would bring me low. You who are bound to crawl upon the earth should revere me, for I am the wind. Did we not take to the skies and slip your defenses? We were bound by nothing, Garuda. You think your playthings give you strength? I shall stalk the roots with your blood and festoon the canopy with your entrails. Wow. Squawk, slay that unfeathered ones. We shall, as an offering to Garuda, they will serve. Leave the Exil to us, Uso. We will keep them distracted while you deal with her. Thankfully, we have other adventurers to help us out. Do not fail, Uso. Remember, you fight for the Scions, for Eorza. Oh, they just started without me. Alright, let's see if we can make this. Oh, okay. She shoots wind, and we can hide behind these rocks, apparently. Okay, like. We'll just keep behind these rocks. Oh, I can't see him, so I can't cast. I can't see you. Where the fuck are you? Cast this on you. Come on, stay still. I can't. Oh. Oh no, there's feather things. Oh no, there's feather things. Oh, what does that do? I don't even know. I hope it doesn't attack me. I'm gonna try to stay away from it. Oh, she's beating up the rocks. That's gonna take away cover from us. That cannot be a good thing. The reckoning comes. Oh, Jesus! Oh, no. Look at that, she doesn't run through my move. Thank God I was quick with that. Respawn time, huh? Let's get some of these off. They will help. Pop off some damage. Get some heal outs quick. I need to heal. Oh, she moved! Oh, snap. She moved, homie. You missed your shot. The limit break. Yay, we did it! Let's say bad ass. Hurry. Add me if you ever need a healer. I need a keyboard. A keyboard would definitely help out in times like these because this just takes too much time using this. Oh, I love you. Okay, I'll just skip this because I'm just really trying to get past this. Sorry, guys. How do I, let's see, party, social, player search, Siphon Frost. Siphon Frost, okay. What else? Well, that one was down. Oh, come on. Load in then.
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die?
We've done it!
Impossible it is!
Kill you all! Is that all? of the vortex. Of all primals, the most terrible. I say again, is that all?
Gaius!
Ah, Sid, my boy. You look well. For one who has forsaken kin and country. I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day? Well, I shall accomplish far more.
Well, he's a badass.
Is that all?
His gun gauntlets.
Is that all? Insolent mortal! I shall make you suffer! That foul stench! I see now. She has touched you! Very well.
Seven hells, does she still mean to fight?
Our Lord of the Inferno, Almighty Ifrit, grant us succor in our hour of need.
Save us, Titan, Lord of Crags! It hurts us so! The pain! The pain!
What is she? 12 preserve. She cannot mean to.
Oh, what the hell? Is she summoning the other gods, Ifrit and Titan? She is. Holy shit.
No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We must run.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
Okay. Is that so? Oh shit, what is that?
Bear witness to the glory of the Empire!
Oh no, what is that? Holy crap. He's just sucking up all their power.
It is you who will suffer, Garuda. Ancient Alec had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
It's like a damn snake thingy. It jumped!
No! No!
Oh shit! Motherfucker.
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
each primal it consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire. There will be no warriors of light to save you this time. If your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender. Your skills are impressive, but they will not be enough.
We'll see about that. What? How them little ass wings gonna lift him up like that? I don't know. I disagree. That don't even look right.
12, have mercy. What chance have we against such an ungodly creation? And who was that armored devil?
That was Gaius Van Balsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and Supreme Commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
Of course. The Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts. But that was the extent of their aggression.
Damn it, Gaius! Where in the seven hells did you find that thing?
It has been a day of unexpected developments. But the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a threat. While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side. For the time being, at least.
Which just leaves the matter of Gaius's new toy.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. But first, we must needs find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions. All is not yet lost, my friend. For we bear the light, and shall surely lead our people from the darkness.
Alright, let's pick a hat, shall we? It sucks, so I'm not picking any of those hats. Where do I go? Back to the Waking Sands? Why to the Waking Sands? Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so summon my unicorn. Low key, I don't like that stuff. It looks freaking creepy, and it's like sleeping right now. But when I go to pull it out, pause, it looks like it's alive. It's kind of weird looking. Oh, let me look for that one player. Search. Siphon. Frost. Well, can't find him. Oh, SE. Yep, don't know where they're at. Sorry. And if I do this. Oh, there we go. And who else? What is this? Okay, I don't know what that even is about, but whatever. Oh, shoes. No thanks. Who goes there? Yida. Ida. Afanad. Uso. lucid? Wait, is this a dream? What? The F? Not that I'm aware of. It's been a while, you know. Alright guys, I want to end this stream right now. Sorry that it's like so sudden between like an actual story, but I have to make an emergency phone call.